Good afternoon. My name is Jong Kim. I'm a senior software engineer in Samsung Electronics. Since I'm working in a gaming team, I'm really happy to have a chance to talk about the Samsung game platform today. Before we dive into details, let me give a simple introduction to Samsung game platform. Samsung is basically a device maker. Not to mention Galaxy smartphones, Samsung has a wide range of smart devices. And those smart devices are very powerful to run intensive games. And moreover, most of the devices are wirelessly connectable. What Samsung wants in gaming is to provide enhanced gaming experience over those devices. There are two different approaches in Samsung's effort. First one is about enhancing gaming experience in a single device. And the other one is providing whole new gaming experience using multiple devices. S-Console is about the first approach. By providing optimized input device for the smartphone, users can enjoy console-like games in their own smartphones. When connected to the TV through the HDMI cable, users can use their smartphone as gaming console. Also, they can mount their smartphones onto the Gamepad. With this option, users can use their smartphone as gaming device, portable one, handheld game device. While S-Console was about single-play game in single screen, we have so-called multi-screen game. Multi-screen game enables users to utilize more than one device to play a game. In this slide, you can see examples of multi-screen game. In the left scenario, the main progress of the game is showing on the smart TV. And each users are using their own smart devices to control the game. In the right scenario, each smart device just shows a part of the entire game screen. Users can play game by collecting information on those partial screens. All right, let's take a deep look at S-Console service first. Let me give you a simple demonstration on how to use S-Console. Okay, when the phone is connected to the TV, when the phone is connected to the TV through HDMI cable, you can basically see Android home screen. Since Samsung smartphone Gamepad is connected to your phone through the Bluetooth, you may want to play a game from a distance. By clicking play button here, that will launch S-Console service. S-Console service basically shows games supporting Samsung smartphone Gamepad. The games with colored screenshots here means that those games have already been installed in your device. And the games with gray screenshot means that you first need to download and install the game to play. You can select the game with the directional keys here. If you launch the game, S-Console will launch the game. After playing a while, you may want to play another game. In that case, you can just click play key again. And then it goes back to S-Console. Once you select the games with gray screenshot, it will connect you directly to the Samsung apps to install the game. Or you can use the Samsung Gamepad without the TV. So with this option, you can use your smart device as a handheld game device. Same thing. Thank you, and let me go back to the slide. As you have already seen, Samsung smartphone Gamepad has specially designed Play Key. Play Key launches S-Console service in most Android home screens. It is really convenient when you want to select another game without touching your device. And all the other keys except the Play Key just follow Bluetooth HID profile, and which means that anybody can write games supporting Samsung smartphone Gamepad. If you're an Android developer, you can just support Samsung Gamepad by adding a few lines of code in your application. Let me show you an example in the next couple of slides. To support the Samsung Gamepad, we have to handle two different events, key and motion. And the code here is about handling key events. First thing you have to do is override dispatch key event method of Android main activity. Inside the method, we can call getKeyCode method to get the key code, which is correct. And after that, we can compare the value to the predefined values inside key event class. And now we know which key is actually correct, so we can just process the key. Processing motion event is almost same to processing key event. In case of motion, we should override dispatch generate motion event method. And inside the method, we can call getAxis value. This example shows getting motion values of axis X and axis Y. Since the motion value changes continuously, you have to compare the value to some threshold. If the value goes over the threshold, we can process that event. And that's it. You're supporting the Samsung Gamepad. Of course, this is one way of supporting Samsung Gamepad. Actually, this depends on game developers on how to deal with the motion event and key event. As you have already been introduced to S-Console 2.0 in the keynote session, let me just briefly summarize all the features of upcoming features of S-Console 2.0. First, localization. We will support more languages in more regions. Second, there will be an improvement in the user interface, which is optimized for the gamepad. And that will include easy payment. Easy payment will allow users to purchase games without touching the device using the gamepad itself. And third, for now, S-Console is supporting just limited number of games. However, the number will increase automatically so the users can access more games. Lastly, we will have so-called an offer wall. On offer wall, we work as a main page of S-Console 2.0. We can find in there promoted games and recommended games. It will help users to find the games they want to play. Okay, from now on, let me talk about the multi-screen game. Multi-screen game is a relatively new concept, so it's not easy for the users or developers to understand multi-screen game at a glance. So let me give you some examples of the concept of multi-screen game. First thing is about the controller. Each smart device has its own input method, such as motion sensor, gyro, or camera. Then we can use one device's input method to control the game, which is running on another device. In this example, we can see using smartphone's gyro sensor to control the game, which is being played on the TV. Or we can use TV's camera as an input with the game, which is being played on the mobile side. Second one is extended view. In this example, the handheld device is showing extended information. By providing additional game information, such as hidden object or some hints for the game, it can make just normal game more interesting. Third one is personalized view. In multiplayer game, each user can use different smart devices. And that smart device can show personalized view for the player. As you can see, first player can use his device to play guitar, and player 2 can use her device to play keyboard. I prepared a short video clip summarizing the features of the multi-screen platform that we're preparing. Okay, in this part, let me talk about the multi-screen game development. When we first started this project, the first thing we did was technical feasibility study. And soon after a while, we figured out that writing multi-screen game was already possible with existing technology. We could write TV's game client with HTML5 and JavaScript, and the mobile side with Android SK or NDK. And those games could communicate through socket or WebSocket layer. There was actually no new technology required. However, the problem was that the entire development process was too much complicated. Writing game client in different languages for different platforms was a real burden. And making stable communication channel was a big job too. We concluded that no game developer will develop a multi-screen game in this environment. And then we decided to focus on providing easy development environment for game developers. As a traditional approach, we wrote an SDK. SDK for multi-screen game. So it handles connectivity, including app discovery, device discovery, synchronization, and message exchange, things like that. With this SDK, game developers can forget about the complicated network programming. However, even though the SDK handles connectivity really well, still, game developers need to write games for different platforms in different languages. To avoid that problem, generally, game developers use Game Engine. Game Engine provides platform-independent environment for the game developers so that they can focus on the game content itself. So we thought that if we can integrate our SDK to a game engine, that game engine could be our solution. And then we started talking with Unity, which owns one of the most famous game engines in the world. After many workshops and meetings and conference calls, now Samsung and Unity are working together, collaborating to provide multi-screen game development tool. Let me talk about the details of Samsung Unity collaboration here. But the features here can be changed and are not final. The biggest advantage you can get from the Unity 3D is multi-screen build. Now game developers can just write a sync project to produce multiple binaries for different platforms, including smart TV and smartphones and tablets. Multi-screen game SDK is now just part of the game engine. So users can use the SDK not only in their source code, but through the graphical user interface. Instead of writing code, they can just check and click, which is more convenient. Samsung smartphone Gamepad is basically supported by the Unity 3D. And in addition to that, we are preparing Virtual Gamepad. Virtual Gamepad will produce a mobile game binary according to the predefined gamepad layouts. Once the binary is installed in the mobile device can work as a virtual gamepad. And moreover, developers can change the layout freely, adding buttons, deleting buttons, changing textures. Okay, milestones. We first introduced multi-screen game in last SDC, Samsung Developer Conference in San Francisco. And until now, Samsung and Unity are working together to develop multi-screen game tool. And the beta version will come in the first half of this year. And the final version is expected to be released in the third quarter of the same year. Here I have some contact information. If you want more information about the S-Console development, you can visit our developer website, developer.samsung.com, to find sample code and examples and the explanation documents. If you have any questions on S-Console, including technical things and business things, you can send an email to m.console@samsung.com. We are looking for partners who are interested in multi-screen game. So if you want to join the multi-screen game alpha group or want to have some access to the Unity ID versions, you can send an email to mscreen.game@samsung.com. We have an exhibition booth in the hall 8.1. In there, you can try S-Console and the multi-screen game prototypes. Please come to the exhibition hall and enjoy that. I hope many of you will show some interest in a multi-screen game and S-Console in the near future. Thank you very much.